Hello everyone, and thank you for listening or watching 2Gs in a Pod. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get podcasts, please do us a huge favour and give us 5 stars. It really does help out.
And if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like the video and subscribe. Smash the like button.
Smash it! I've always...
Smash!
Don't, if you're thinking about doing it dainty, fucking beat, smash it!
And we hope you enjoy the episode. Right, I can't even wait because I've been so excited for this to ask you this. You messaged me through the week saying a friend of yours messaged you to ask me about a Fringe memory.
That's not what happened.
Right.
He messaged me and asked me to tell this story on the podcast.
Oh, right, okay. So I didn't even know the story.
No, you don't know the story.
Oh, right, okay. I thought it was like
when
about
you were
me.
like going, I wonder what it is. I was like, that's very strange.
I was the whole time thinking, what Fringe memory do I have that I share with Gareth Waugh's friend?
No, it's my story from last Fringe.
Immediately I become less interested, I will not lie, but fuck it, crack on.
Also, well, so yeah, I mean, we've had a few requests for things to do on this show this week.
We have indeed.
Which is great. Thank you for those.
More of them.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Feel free.
Because it's a real fucking drag.
Yeah.
I'm going to come up with stuff.
Oh, I spend like 20 minutes.
Not on,
I know, I noticed that. Yeah. Do you fancy?
Yeah,
yeah. You're more nimble. More nimble than I. It's just a little switch there. Yeah, Boomtown. Yeah, no, because the 20 minutes that I spend the night before. yeah, you're welcome.
Audio listeners, people. I can only apologise.
But yeah, so if you do have any suggestions or ideas for segments or things you want us to talk about, message us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We see them all.
Yeah, anything you like. So this story, I don't know that it's going to be that fun to tell, but there was two of my friends came and seen the show in the Fringe last year. And something happened that they wanted me to regale the audience with just now. I think I should prefix this story by saying, in the Fringe here, I mean, you're laughing. During the Fringe, I was mentally unwell.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying,
shouldn't have laughed. I just found it funny. Any story that needs prefixed, I'm like, this is going to be great.
No,
it took an immediate dip. I
was very mentally unwell. I would say.
Right, okay. I think you're going to be angry at someone here. Probably justified though.
Yeah, and this is another thing, right? Somebody messaged me and they said because I was like, I want to know what people like about this show.
Yeah.
People like when I get upset with you.
Yeah, of course. Well, we kind of knew that a bit going in, I think.
I guess so.
Because I don't
want to be the grumpy guy. That's not me. And
I'll be honest, I'm not thrilled about playing the idiot. Like when people are messaging, going, ask him questions that everyone should know that he definitely won't. So I find it somewhat comforting. We're both kind of like, I wish I was the other one.
Yeah. Because, I'm not smart. I'm just smart compared to you.
Come on. Yeah, no, I think that's it, innit? It's like the peacocking. When you're on a night out, you bring your less attractive mate to make you look like a sweet old 10.
Sure, I guess. Let's go with that. But, nobody in the world frustrates me as much as you do.
Yeah.
In the entire world.
I do feel that.
Laura sometimes is like, why does he upset you so much? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I have done for years. It honestly is. It is kind of like Gervais and Pilkington-ish.
Yeah.
Except I wish you just found me more interesting, not as frustrating. I wish you kind of went,
I find you interesting.
What is his... Yeah, okay, good.
But yeah, you're right. Ricky Gervais does go, what do you mean?
Yeah,
he does
what
get
are
upset.
You talking about, Carl?
Yeah, he does get upset. Okay, well, I'm fine with that dynamic.
Yeah.
We're like a B-Tech, Ricky and Carl.
I've heard that as well, by the way, that's what people really enjoy from the pod.
Me getting upset.
Well, no, just our dynamic of...
Right.
That should is like a cat. What do you mean? I say something.
Oh God,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I said the other day, you can say it was just a joke, or you can be honest.
Yeah, right.
Or what? I mean, honest either way. When I said when I did the little impression of you in our group chat, and I was like, I feel like you could be convinced that the Earth is flat if you met somebody, entertaining or not, or convincing enough.
Yeah.
And I did a little example where I was like. I did an impression of you saying, but right, I 99.9% believe the world's round, but how does the water stick to it if it's a ball?
I think that's a solid point.
That's crazy.
The Earth doesn't not look flat. I understand where they're coming from.
Until you go up,
Yeah. And it's that.
Yeah. Or like all the photos
I
we got of it.
think a lot of things that I like just immediately disbelieve is because I've seen other people get angry at people who believe it.
Right.
So I'll go, right, okay, so that's the common consensus. We'll stick with them.
Yeah.
Safety in numbers with a lot of my thoughts. Whereas, if I had no preconceived notion of how people that believed the Earth were flat felt, and you just put me in a room and went, do you think the Earth's flat? And I went outside, I'd go, probably, yeah, look at it.
All right, okay.
I think I could be.
I think you could be radicalized with anything.
Oh, I'm a cult leader's dream.
Yeah. Me. Oh God, yeah. You'd be like, I'll mix the potion up. Well, come on, everyone, drink up.
What are we doing
the cult
this
leader
for?
Said it.
Don't ask questions. Okay, boss.
Full moon. Here we go. We're dead. You'd be like Shamima Begum or whatever her name was. Remember the girl that joined ISIS?
Oh yeah,
like
she was like.
If there was a like white version of ISIS, you'd be in there already. Then somebody will have got you on a message board, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, he sounded cool. I like some of the things he said.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, who doesn't? Like, come on, you tell me you wouldn't want an AK-47. Fair enough. So yeah, I was mentally unwell in the Fringe, not doing good. I don't know what it was. There was a lot of factors going on. I think coming back to stand up was tougher than I realised. And for a long time I went, I don't know if I can do this. I thought I was gone.
I think that's really fucking honest of you to say, because I also really found that I felt the whole notion of going back to like everything.
Yeah.
Very, very, very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I kind of had a little conversation with myself going, I haven't hearing this from anyone else, so I must be not able to deal with this well. So I actually appreciate you being honest and forthcoming with that, because I think probably there was a lot more people that felt that just did this stupid pretend that's not there, push it down thing.
Well, I think I was quite open about it during
no, for sure,
I spoke to. I probably bored people with it.
No.
That coupled with like depression and anxiety, all that stuff. I don't think I've fully addressed the personal trauma of the lockdown. And probably still haven't. Anyway, so we're doing this gig. We're doing this gig, right? It was me, Connor Burns, and Liam Farrelly. We're doing a three-header because the thought of doing a solo show at that Fringe was fucking crazy.
That's why I did a show with McTiernan.
Yeah,
that's how desperate I was.
Hi, Joe. He won't listen, will he?
Definitely
I don't think men
Definitely
comics listen to us.
No.
Is that like? I don't know. I would say I was in a low point the other day, and I was like, I don't actually think I'm well liked.
Oh,
shush. I know, like...
That is silly.
I know, right, listen.
That's very silly.
Like I said, I was in a low point. There was a bit of a black fog going on. Everything was bothering me.
Yeah.
I think I was driving... I was on a long drive, and I remember just going, I am not in a good way here. And, like, just all these intrusive thoughts starts creeping in. And that was one of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, well... then I thought, well, you don't listen to lots of other comedians' podcasts.
I know, that's the
psycho.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's funny when...
snap out of it. The clarity when that lifts is interesting.
It's nice, yeah. Oh, no, I've had that as well. I've had... So, like, when Pier's doing very, very well, I used to be a very jealous little boy. Like, like fucking very. And I've since spoke to all of them about it, but it was like, there was a few acts that I would see getting stuff when I was, like, newer to it. And it would just cripple me. And I'd be like, a fucking piece of shit. One of the things
I've said for a long time is the worst thing in stand-up is feeling overlooked.
Yes, 100%.
Which it's not necessarily like a jealousy thing all the time. I mean, sometimes it manifests like that. But I think it's, the feeling of being overlooked or not so... Especially when this job, you're like, everyone look at me! Me! Get that spotlight on, play that music, say my name, clap your hands, hello everyone.
Exactly. 100%.
So then, when you do feel overlooked, then it's horrible.
You need something to hang your cap on. That's when I get really bad. If there's something in the diary, it might be 2 months away that I can go... That's a thing that I'm doing, and I can hang my cap on it. That keeps my mental health somewhat ticking over.
Good.
But if I look at the old diary and there's nothing there, that's when I start to go, people hate me, actually. Am I shit at this?
It's horrible, isn't it? So, what we did is we swapped the lineup every night, so it was fair. So somebody would go on first, and then we'd switch it, whatever. So I was on last on this night. So Connor and Liam went on before me, and there was these drunk people in, and they were heckling these young girls, and they were like, I guess they were pretty. So like the whole world's always been about them.
Yes.
No personality. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like I feel like that does add to the story. So they're heckling, and it's nonsensical stuff, and it's not getting a reaction. And people in the room are getting frustrated with them, but like quietly, nobody's like shut up. They're like just turning like for God's sake. Like,
but they might be waiting. They might be waiting for a big moment of galvanized. They might, if someone goes shut the fuck up, they might all be there going yes,
maybe. Yeah. So anyway, they're like, it's nonsensical stuff, and it's like interrupting the flow of Connor and Liam, and they kind of deal with it pretty well and move on. Then I go on, and I'm getting so angry with these people. I go on and I say something, and then one of them shouts banana bread, because I'd mentioned bread. And I went, what? And she went, banana bread. And I went, at what point did you think during any of this show it's like it's been a laugh, you joining in? Banana bread, shut the fuck up. That's exactly it. In fact, I probably did it with more venom on stage because I was angry, and now I'm just retelling it. I went, banana bread, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And I lost my cool bit.
That is funny how you said banana bread. Banana bread.
I read it like
like keep it comical.
You know, like all these videos of the comedian destroys heckling. It's normally like something quite smart or like a little bit snide. I just repeated back what she said in a silly voice, like the lowest of the low that you could do, like what a child would do. Me. That's what I did. Me.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Because I just saw red.
Of course, yeah.
And even then, this is like on a rage scale of this story. I'd say I was at like a 4 there.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
And on the night,
it gets worse.
Oh,
like the whole thing gets worse.
Yeesh.
So like carry on, and the show was fine. I think I was one of my least favorite. I didn't do very well, which compounded everything. And then I went out for a cigarette. Now, the reason I was so angry with that heckle, because it's pretty, like, basic. If somebody heckled me with that now, it would be fine.
Yeah.
It'd be not, I'd just, like, have a laugh with it.
Yeah.
But because I'd watched them heckling Liam and Connor all night, it felt like I'd been being heckled for 40 minutes.
Yes.
And then when I just snapped.
Yeah.
Because that's where I could finally react.
And you've got the thoughts of the audience in your head as well, as you know. Like, people have fucking
and I was pissed off.
Show.
Like I said, Connor and Liam dealt with it totally fine, but I was pissed off on their behalf.
Yeah. Like, they shouldn't have to.
Yeah. So I was so angry and just lost it. And I went, okay, well, that, like, days later, I was like, well, that obviously wasn't cool, what I did. In fact, I think I was quite reflective straight after when I just went, banana bread. Like, I was like, what is going on? Like, that was what you had? You're right, you genuinely can't do this anymore, mate. You're done. If that's your retort.
I find it very funny.
So then I went outside and I was so angry. Liam was having a cigarette and I went, give us what. I started smoking with him. And I was like ranting at him. I was like, sorry, that drove me fucking nuts, that. And he was like, aye, they were pricks, whatever. And then these girls came out and they're like, can we get a cigarette off one of you? And Liam goes, yeah, sure, yeah. And they were like, oh, you were the comedians?
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, oh, it's them, right. And I was just like, I was like seething. And then she said the worst thing she could have possibly said in that moment. She went, we made that show. You should share the bucket with us. Because so it's in free Fringe shows, dear listeners. You put some money in a bucket at the end. That's like your ticket. You can pay whatever you like. You can chuck in a couple of quid, $5 or whatever. So that, like, everyone puts in money. We also sold tickets beforehand for $5. So if the room was sold out, then people couldn't come in for free. Now, we weren't quite sold out on this night. There was one group that came in for free, and that was them.
Yeah.
And also, some of the people that bought tickets also put in extra money because they were like, well, that was worth more than the $5.
Yeah.
They were the only people that didn't put any money in the bucket. So I know that for a fact.
Wow.
Right, so I know that.
There's just layers to this cuntiness.
So I went, well, first of all, you didn't even put any money in the bucket. You got the show for free. And also, you ruined that fucking show. And this is when I fully seen red. I can't really remember what I said, but I lost the fucking plot. And thoroughly loved it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he was like, yes, all right. He went, you fucking went through them. I remember asking him afterwards, I was like, how bad was it? Like, I can't remember what
total
I
red,
said.
like mist, yeah.
I can't, like, remember what happened. And he went, oh, yeah, you fucking told them. She was like, "Oh, you're joking. You're not actually angry." And I remember being like, "I am fucking angry.
Yeah.
You ruined that show. You can't." Like, I was so fucking angry.
Yeah.
And then one of their boyfriends was like, "Oh, sorry," like apologise. And I was like, "And you can fuck
You
off
can
as
do it,
well."
little bitch. You having an old bitch.
I fucking he was quite nice about it, and I went fucking through it.
Just association.
I went, "You fucking can shut up. Why you fucking do you not know how to behave in a show?" I went, "You're sitting next to the person. You not say fucking rap it." Fucking come on. I went, "So you're fucking just as culpable."
Yes.
I went through absolutely through
fucking yes. Because I was gonna say to you, during that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Well, so there's not an awful lot more. We went and sat down, and some of Connor's pals were there, and we sat chatting with them. Like, it was a great show, and I was like, "It wasn't great. I'm very sorry that you saw all that." And my mate was there with his wife, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" So I'm gutted. That's the one you've seen.
Yeah.
Because that was not it. That was not me at all.
Yeah.
That's not how it. I mean. To be fair, that Fringe probably a fair reaction. Like, even good jokes were like the fucking dog and stuff, which is like my go-to now.
Well,
I couldn't sell it. I couldn't sell it there.
Yeah.
It was dying some nights, and I was just like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
So it was one of those, and I was just like, oh, sorry.
An amalgamation of many fucking things going on. But like, as you said, so like the Cardiff Glee story is one that you've told in this podcast before. That's a very rowdy, very troublesome, very fucking, you're bothering the gig room.
Yeah.
But just because you're in a better place and you've travelled for it and the room seemed like there's still other stuff going on.
Yeah.
You can totally fucking adapt, and you're doing callbacks to things you've done before. You've restarted stuff. You've played it like a proper professional comic. But you said something to me during that was very interesting to me there, and you brought it up later when you were saying Connor and Liam were kind of deal with it and doing well with it. They should never have to do that. But then the thing is see if you can actually do that too well as a comedian. You've almost justified their shitty behavior. To the point where, because I've had this, where like someone's heckled or someone said something, and then just because I've not reacted poorly, and like we've had, because I'm a fucking comedian trying to make a good gig, we've ended up having like a quite comical exchange. And then they walk away going, fucking, I helped there. It would have been swell without you, dickhead.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up fucking happening. These two girls come out and go, oh, we fucking made that. It's like, no, you fucking didn't. I think they did. The fact that Connor and Liam also were nice-ish to them. I think they were just like, oh, shut up or whatever. Some people do need to be told, you fucked that.
Oh, yeah.
And they should go home and think, I hope they woke up the next day really fucking embarrassed, because they should have.
I don't think they will. It was like the level, like it was like Love Island people, like, you know, like they've never had a empathetic thought in their head. Like there's no way, like they've carried on with their life, not even thought anything about it, like whatever. And I'm still talking about it 6 months later or whatever, fucking angry again all over again. Like, it was brutal. I'm still furious.
My favourite moment of that is when the boyfriend's like, right, I'm really sorry. You and all, cunto!
There was no build up to it. I went, you as well, cunt. You gave me a little bit of an engine. Yeah. You as well. It was not that. I was like, you can shut the fuck up too.
He hadn't even got through the sorry, and you were already on calling him a piece of shit.
I was like, you can shut the fuck up as well.
Good for you, man. No, I vouch for you on that. I
remember that same Fringe. I bumped into Stuart McPherson. Shout out to What's the Script?
Yes.
Very good podcast. If you've not checked that out, Stuart McPherson and Stephen Buchanan have never seen a movie ever, it turns out. And they guess the plot to movies and then watch it.
It's a very good podcast.
I bumped into him in the street and went, complained about the Fringe and like everything, what have you. And I went, right, fucking sorry, I better go. I've got another show to run to now. And then I went, as I was walking away, maybe a couple of minutes later, I just went, it's the first time you've seen Stuart in 2 years. And you just talked at him, and I had to mess him like, I'm so sorry. That was awful. And he was like, it's all right, man, it's fine. I was like, I'm not well. I'm not well. I just told an Irish girl to fuck off.
Nah, man. I mean, the thing is like, I think all of it. I don't know if I know I've wanted to. I know, I actually know that's a lie. I remember there was one time, and see, on things like that, I'm with you. Everyone else is with you. The audience have been pissed off. General consensus is we don't really like these three. I got one horrifically wrong before.
Oh yeah.
And like, have you ever like went through someone and then immediately realized, oh no,
it's not the tone of this. Actually.
I am the piece of shit here.
Yeah.
So I was doing a benefit gig at the Stand, and this dog started barking.
Yeah.
Now, my brain did not go, okay, Gav, it's unusual for there to be a dog in the stand. Think why there might be a dog in the stand. But I'm just doing my set, dog barks, and I go straight to, who fucking brought a dog, piece of shit, with a fucking dog? Obviously, guide help dog.
Yeah.
Like, quite obviously. If I'd taken 3 seconds to assess, why is there a dog in the stand?
Yeah.
I just went straight to anger of, who the
brought a
fuck
dog?
would bring a dog? That's obviously what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why you're not allowed to fucking bring babies. And then I went, I'm surprised the staff let you in. And then it was on that. My brain went,
You said, I'm surprised the staff like you in.
with a dog, yes.
That's crazy.
Because I hadn't analysed. And then it was, as I said that, I went, I think I've realised what's just happened here. It was a similar moment. I saw Ross Leslie, shout out to Ross Leslie. He was doing a gig at the stand and he was talking about hobbies people picked up through lockdown. And he was like, did anyone here pick up any hobbies through lockdown? And this guy just went, walking? And he went, walking? It's not a fucking hobby. We can all walk, mate. Apologies to anyone that can't walk, actually.
That was remember Robin Granger used to get an audience member to read a card from an airplane. So Robin Granger used to do a bit where he stole the emergency. First of all, what a terrible thing to do. Imagine that plane crashes next flight. Like, what do I do? There's no cards.
Well, Robin Granger's making someone laugh.
Tragedy is one person died in a plane crash. Everyone else got off safely. He stole it off Kalula Airlines, I think it was. He stole the little emergency briefing card, and he used to hand it to somebody in the front row and say, "Can you just read that out to me?"
Yeah.
So he's on stage and he goes to this guy, "Hey, can you read this out to me?" And the guy just doesn't react, and he's like, "Mate, can you read this out to me?" And he doesn't react. And he goes, "All right, fucking dickhead," and then goes, "Can you read it out then, prick?" Like looking at the guy again, going, "This fucking wank." Gives it to somebody in the front row, and they read it, and then he comes off stage, and we're like, "That was good, mate." And he was like, "Aye, but what was that fucking guy's problem in the front row?" And we were like, "He was blind." And he went, "What?" I went, "Yeah, that was a blind man you were asking to read something." And he went, How do you know he was blind?" I went, "White stick on the table."
Yeah.
And also sunglasses indoors.
Yeah. Yeah, there are.
Well, you think Bono was in? Bono's a dickhead, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh.
And he was like, "Oh no!"
It's so easy when you but in the moment you just kind of have to go with that first thought, and whatever's in the tank, you shoot it out. That's like
sometimes fire from the hip.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Oh, why didn't I just analyze that for 3 seconds?" And this never would have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, belter.
So that's my story of losing my mind.
Well,
I felt so bad. Like, I hated that there was people I knew there. I hated that more than anything. That's like more abject failure than it just being a bad gig. And especially like Connor and Liam had a nice gig, and then their pals were there, and I was like, "Oh well, I'm the shit one here." Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, that guy was a bit fucking crazy, wasn't he?" He shouted banana bread at a woman. It feels like a hate crime, actually.
Oh, funny. How do you feel about friends coming to gigs?
I like it a lot.
You do like it?
Oh, yeah.
I suppose it depends on what the gig is.
I really like when a friend brings a friend along.
Yeah. And then
be like, "It's my mate."
Yeah, see, because it's got that good feeling of that. Of like when your pal goes, "Oh, do you want to go see my mate's band?"
Yeah.
You go to, this is going to be shit. So as soon as they can play guitar and stand up, you're like, "Hey, your friend's not bad," right?
Yeah.
It's got that same level to it. Do you want to come see my friend? He's a comedian. Yeah. They're thinking in their head, this is going to be the most unfunny, awkward shit.
Yeah.
And then when you're, fucking ace at it like we are, and we fucking rip.
Yeah. Rip like
it does feel good.
Yeah.
But
that's one of my favorite things that like a friend of a friend would say, just being like, "I was so worried that I was going to have to lie to you."
Yeah. I've heard that loads. And you're like, "This is great. I appreciate this."
It feels. I mean, I get it.
I practiced a fake laugh earlier today.
I totally get it. Why you would think that, and also why you would say something like that.
Yeah.
It's like showing up to a blind date and going, "I was fully prepared to pretend to find you attractive, but my God, you are."
I've been practicing nodding.
Sorry, what? Like, I thought you were going to be a munter, but thank God you turned out great. You'd be like, "Well, fuck you."
I don't think I would. I would think that as a very big compliment.
I probably would as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It depends. Like,
it's backhanded, but
it's totally backhanded.
Yeah, but
I feel like if we showed up on a date and said it to a woman, they would not be pleased.
It's really annoying that, because I just thought of an idea, but we're both in relationships. Us on doing a blind date would be a lot of fun, like going to a speed dating night. That would be fun for us. For content. Do you think Laura and Ailey would be cool with it? For content, girls.
Well, not to go all Simpsons did it, but Have a Word have done that. Exactly that. They did a live blind date show.
So they did.
Yeah, you just picked their idea.
So they bloody did.
Yeah.
Well, I think, anyway, this is definitely a new original idea. We should have a segment at the end of the show where people write stuff, in. Yeah, like agony.
And we could then have a word with those people.
Oh, shit. I see what
we should review albums. The top 500 albums of all time.
This was an idea that I did think of.
Crispcast.
So, no, that's still going to come. The whole reason I'm doing this is to build an audience so that me and Liam are going to split and do Crispcast.
Yeah.
Because I was watching, because I think pretty much America leads the way in most things comedically.
Sure. Yeah.
And, you know, their podcast scene, they all fucking feed each other and they all kind of like appear on each other's and stuff. They all kind of scratch each other's back sort of thing. And I really like that. And a thing that I've seen them do in the past, and I was like, we could totally do that and that would be fun. But I have a feeling that it also might be totally shit. Is if we did an episode with the two of us did an Enjoy an Album episode and Liam and CMB did 2Gs, like a little takeover.
that is not a bad idea and good fun. The problem is this show has no concept. So
true.
anyone coming in to do this show, what do they do? Like,
well, exactly. Do whatever the fuck they want with it. It's a free for all. But we would have to listen.
Do you
to
regret
an album.
not having some sort of hook or concept for this? Some sort of USP?
I think we will naturally fall into a couple of things that pop up now and again.
Yeah.
But no, I honestly don't. These are the podcasts that I enjoy listening to the most, and I feel more kind of. We've got creative fucking freedom with this a bit more. Like, sure. I'm pretty sure one week Liam and CMB have just went, fucking again with the fucking album shit. Again. I was listening to, like, the Always Sunny podcast. Charlie Day as well. He said that. He was like, I really hate the fact that we have to review episodes now. He was like, because he was like, I love the first bit when it's just me chatting with my buddies. Yeah. And then we go, so what were you thinking when we were filming this scene? He was like, I actually hate that now. Because you feel like you do need this big structure when you go into a podcast, because you can't just dead air and what the fuck are we going to talk about weekly as well.
Well,
I like it. I like
with that in mind, we have had a suggestion for a feature.
Right, nice.
So thank you to Nathan for sending that in.
Oh, I did see this. Yeah.
He wanted us to do a section called Much Ado About Nothing, where I ask you. Well, his idea was general knowledge questions. So he obviously doesn't think an awful lot of you.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Where I'm going to be like, what's the capital of Belgium? And you're like, well, who knows that?
Capital of Belgium. Bruges.
No.
Fuck, really?
Yeah, no. Brussels.
It's close.
Yeah.
B-R-U.
I think it. Hang on.
It's probably not. It's probably not Bruges. I think it is Brussels. Move on.
Yeah, it's Brussels.
Move on.
Okay. So they wanted us to ask some questions. I thought, well, general knowledge is no good because you don't know the capital of Belgium. And I thought, like, there's some good philosophical questions out there.
I'm a lot more for that, yes.
That I could ask. Now, the most famous one was actually in the movie The Labyrinth. You ever seen that?
David Bowie?
Yeah. It's in that.
Power of the Babe. What babe?
Have you seen the movie or do you just know the song?
I just know that song.
Okay. Good, because it's in there and they answer. You would know the answer if you'd seen the movie.
Right, okay, I have not.
They also asked this on the Ricky Gervais show to Carl Pilkington.
Oh, right, okay, brilliant.
So, here's the question. It's called, like, Heaven and Hell.
Okay.
That's, like, the whole thing. So, there are two gates, one to hell and one to heaven. There's two gatekeepers, one for each gate. They're the exact same. Right? So, they look the same, totally. But one of them always speaks the truth and the other one always lies. But you don't know which guard guards which gate. You're only allowed to ask them one question and you need to find out the gate to heaven.
Right.
What would you ask?
That's tough. That is tough. So I'm pretty much finding someone that would only tell it. I'm trying to find the truth teller.
Yes.
So what would have to be true? So
you can't ask something like, do you have a head? because they don't.
Yeah.
That's like if the liar would obviously say no. They don't know anything outside of their world other than what they're guarding.
Okay. I don't like where my brains went.
Where's your brain went? Just talk it out.
Okay, my brain went to, would you like to have sex with your mother?
Right. So the liar would say...
But he's not going to say... If someone said yes, I'd go, well, you're the fucking hell.
Yeah.
So that's because no one should want to fuck their mother.
I guess they don't... they don't have mothers. Like there's no
hell of a stipulation to throw in post question.
Well,
we don't have mothers, actually.
I would say they're obviously ethereal beings that are guarding the gates to heaven and hell. They probably don't have but I genuinely think that, like, I mean, you're joking, like, having a laugh. I genuinely think that's quite a good question.
Do you think so?
For a minute, I went, has he found another answer to this? But I'm assuming, like, because you can't ask do you have a head question, that they're like, I don't know, like they're just like beams of light or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, in the labyrinth, you could say, "Would you fuck your mother?"
Yeah, and then
so wait, no,
So if he said no, get me in heaven.
Yeah. But if they said yes, then
I'd go,
that would probably be hell.
Way clear of you.
Because in my head, I went, "Oh well, they're obviously like a demon that's guarding hell, so maybe they would say yes." But I don't think that's the case.
No. So there is a right question.
There is a correct answer to this. Yeah. And it's not a...
If it's not about banging their mums, I'm out. I don't know where else to go. I don't know what other lane I would take. So I'm trying to find someone to... How can you identify truth?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out here. How do you identify truth?
Yeah.
Or maybe you ask quite an emotional question and you see if there's... If you can gauge it
emotionally, I guess.
Neither of them.
What would you? Well, let's talk out to me. Talk me through.
What was your favourite memory? Would be my question.
All they've ever done is guard the gates to heaven and hell.
These are a couple of boring bastards. No mothers.
Like, I mean, if you're assuming that heaven and hell exist in this scenario, then there's always had to be somebody guarding those gates.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's not like just it's not me and you up there. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's their whole purpose.
Got it. I really think I've got it. Do you like guarding the gates of heaven or hell? Do you enjoy your job?
Right. No, it's not it.
Fuck. Felt good for a second.
Because, again, these aren't just like people that would think, oh, well, it's actually quite boring. Thank you for asking. They wouldn't be like that. That's their only purpose.
Because that's what I thought. If I thought if the guy went, no, I hate this, I'd go, he's telling the truth. Because look at him, he sighed before he answered it. Oh, no, I hate it.
The sigh was what sold you.
Yeah. I'd identify that as true.
World-weary guardian.
It's quite boring garden heaven, mate, I'll be honest with you. No one's ever asked.
But
thank you for caring.
So that person went, it's quite boring garden heaven.
Yeah.
That could be the liar. He's guarding hell.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that is true. Don't whisper. Speak
loudly.
Yeah.
True.
Would you like to know the answer?
I really, really would now, yeah.
So you would ask either of the guards, what would the other guards say if I ask which is the way to hell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, so if you were to say to the truth-telling one...
Right, okay, so the guard of heaven, what would you say... If I ask the other one...
What would the other guard say if I ask which is the way to hell?
Right, okay.
So, the truth teller would say, he would tell you that that's the gate to heaven. So that was, because that's, he's lying. If you were like, is this the gate to heaven? He'd go, yes. Or if you go, is this, like, which one's the gate to heaven? They go, this one. So if the other guard, if you tell the truth one, you say, what would he say if I asked that? He would tell you it's heaven. The liar would say he would tell you it's hell, but nobody would tell you it's hell.
Jesus.
So the liar would have to say the opposite of what they would say.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I fucking see.
He would go, I'd tell you it's hell. He'd be like, oh, right. That's funny. Yeah. Because you obviously are lying. So
fair.
Nobody would say that. Neither of you would say that.
Yeah.
So that is a lie.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there's logic.
There is better logic.
Yeah, that is philosophical, but also there is like a genuine one-off answer there. Not, would you bang your mum, mate?
Yeah.
No. Well,
like I said, I don't think it's the worst answer to that riddle.
Have you seen? Because how I felt like I was reacting to that as you were explaining it there. There's a clip of a girl on. I think it's a video online, and a guy. It's like one of these sort of like riddles to try and fuck people up.
Yeah.
And someone says, "How many seconds are there in a year?" And then I think her answer is probably over 2,000. And you're like, Jesus fucking
Well,
Christ.
she's not wrong.
I mean, she isn't wrong, which is the annoying thing, but also
That castle's over 50 years old.
yeah, probably over 2,000. And the guy goes, no, 12. And that just melts her brain. She goes, "Meh." And I think she has to go, "Meh."
Yeah.
And then she goes, 12. And then her friend gets it. And she does what I would do, and she's the person that I am. She goes, oh, I get it now. I get it. 12 seconds in a year. And then the guy just goes, so what does it mean? And she goes, 12 seconds in a year. And he goes, yeah, he goes, so how do you get it? And she just goes, I don't fucking get it.
I don't get it. She just crumbles immediately.
Yeah. And then her friend goes, 2nd of January, February, 3rd of March. That's 12 seconds.
I hate those ones.
I know, yeah, me too. But it's her pretending that she gets it. Oh, I get it now.
I'm
also, not thick.
That doesn't make sense, does it? Because the 20 seconds of each month, that's still a second.
I mean, technically, you might have still...
That's the 20 seconds.
This might be your would you bang your mother thing. We found loopholes to both of
2nd of
the
February,
answers.
22nd of February.
But
I suppose that'd be the 22nd.
But it still is a second
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah.
So if I think we've both found the wrong but also right answers.
Well, good for us.
Yeah.
The old Loophole Brothers. That's the new name of the pod.
The Loophole
Brothers.
Yeah. So every episode you can bring a new
The
philosophical
thing is,
question.
like, there's not an awful lot.
I didn't hate that.
No, I quite liked seeing your working. It was the most much answer I've ever heard to anything. Would you bang your mum?
Would you bang your mum, bro?
Smokeless joint. You legally have to. Are you a cop?
You legally have to do it.
To say.
Brilliant. Right, here's a question for you. Not philosophical.
You could say to them, "Are you a cop?" The truth teller would say, "No, I'm Garden Evan." And the honest one, the liar, would go, "Yeah, I'm a cop."
For sure, cop.
Yeah, but then cops have to tell you, so that would freak you. Go, but that's the truth. That must be the truth then.
Because we all know legally that that's
they have
law.
to say it.
So that can't be a lie. It's you, and then you're in fucking hell.
You're in heaven.
So with my impending's the wrong word to describe a wedding. Upcoming wedding, not impending.
Yeah, impending sounds ominous.
Impending should be followed by doom.
Yeah,
You're impending.
my impending surgery's impending.
yeah. Not happiest day of your life, arguably.
Do you think it's going to be the happiest day of your life?
Honest answer only. Yes.
Really?
No. I think it's going to be.
I think it'll be a nice day.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone else. Because weddings are most weddings are shit for everyone apart from we're getting married. And I think ours is going to be the opposite. I think everyone else will have a blast.
Some people
and
like a wedding a lot.
Oh, they are boring and long.
Some parts can be.
They drag. I haven't been to a wedding that hasn't dragged.
Yeah. If you're there a full day, I think it can do. But also,
and this,
good knees up, there's always something going on.
Yeah, and this from the opinion of a man who's having a 2-day wedding. They always drag.
I can't believe you're having a 2-day.
Yeah, I know. Well, the second day...
You complained about a 2-dayer on this podcast.
Yeah.
And
no,
then,
for sure.
a couple of days later, you went to me, by the way.
So we're doing a 2-dayer.
I'm like, what the fuck?
But our second day is going to be ace. And
but they thought their
people.
second day was ace. They had a comedian on and shit.
Yeah, true.
No, but folk will love that.
No, it actually was good.
Yeah.
But I think everyone else is gonna have a really good time. Like we're catering a lot of it for. Like when I talk about stuff that me and Aileen are planning for the wedding, I use phrases like, "Oh, Waugh and Gus will love that," or like Waugh and Goosey will have a fucking good old laugh at that. Never once have I went, I'll like that. I'm like doing it for other people.
My mother will love that.
Yeah. Those words have never left my mouth.
It's because you guard the gates.
Come on in.
Yeah.
But what I have been thinking about is my stag do.
Okay, yeah.
And I never really thought I was going to be this sort of person, but I don't really want a big old fucking mad one, you know. I thought I would be, let's go to Prague and do coke and fucking fuck something weird, right? I thought I would be that guy. I want to play like golf and a spa. I'd love to go to a spa for my stag.
But you do those and get mullered.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't mind a bevy, but I just don't want it to be like. I don't want to be like tied to a lamppost. Isn't this a laugh? No.
I don't think that really happens anymore unless you're very basic of the basics.
I know.
If you want to play golf, that's totally something you could do.
So yeah, what would your dream stag do be?
I reckon camping.
Camping immediately.
I'd like a little road trip around Scotland, I think. There's nothing in my
That's cool.
head better than like a bunch of mates around a bonfire having a little beer.
That's cool.
Just having a chat. But that's kind of like a small thing. You can do that with 20 lads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's too many. It would take away the romanticized version of that imagery.
So would
Like
you
when
want...
you're sitting like...
But then you can have a smaller stag do.
Yeah, like I think like 5 or 6 of you. Six is probably the tops for that. Round the bonfire, pensive, taking in life, watching the flames dance.
Pensive.
Just really thinking about,
just putting the world to right a bit and just
Yeah,
chatting
just
about
saying,
old
yeah.
memories and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be top. That would be
But
brilliant.
like, I suppose for a stag do, not ideal, I guess.
No, but I think that's more wicked because like it's the stereotypical answer of like when we do gigs, like for example your gig tonight at the Attic, there'll almost definitely be a stag do in there.
Yeah.
It's things like that. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want that.
God,
I would hate
nothing
that.
I would like less than going to a comedy night or
I
a
know.
stag do.
I know. Awful.
Like, I would not enjoy that.
That's so funny. Tonight there'll be like 30 dudes in the room going, fine, bro,
This is
get
the
married.
stag, yeah.
And you're like, pensive, round a campfire.
Yeah.
We've kayaked earlier that day. Probably kayaked to get there. That'd be nice.
That's my favourite way to camp.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think if you kayak to a little island, then you don't bother anyone if you are a bit louder.
100%.
And you can just have your fire without somebody coming going, there's no fires in this part. Shut up. Shut up, it's fine.
Waving a fucking finger
Yeah.
going,
Yeah, actually,
Do that.
this actually makes violation conflict.
shut up, you virgin.
Please. Yeah.
Shush.
Like, I get that you've got to do that with a riffraff. I'm all right.
yeah, we're cool.
I'm
totally
the
cool.
star of the show, actually. You're an extra, and you're fucking going a bit too far, actually.
Fluffing your lines, actually.
Nobody asked you to improvise on the script. Fuck off. You're a villain.
You're a
villain in this.
glorified extra, mate. It's weird that you've come over here in the first place.
Yeah, I referred to one of my friends having a baby. I went, great, another extra in my life. Didn't say it to them, obviously. I said it to somebody else. It's great.
Ailey's sister said that to her and her other sister once. Stone-faced. Not shooting for humour, I believe. Just straight up. They were like, you made plans with us. Why the fuck? And she was like, oh, sometimes I just forget. I see you as bit characters in my life. Anyway, and they were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you see me as a bit character in your
Your
life?
sister.
But that's also how I very much view life.
I think most people do.
For sure do, yeah.
Especially these days.
Yeah.
I think because we were grown up told you can be anything, then you do believe you're the star of the show. And that's one of my least favourite traits in somebody, and it's something I have a lot. But anyone that's just not conscious of the world around them. The amount of people that, like, see if somebody stops in the middle of the street in front of you. I'm like, what are you doing?
I hate it.
Why are you
fucking
not
hate
conscious
it. In a
of anything around
shopping
you?
centre is the fucking... People just talking outside a shop.
Oh,
Outside a shop front. What the fuck are you
the
doing?
airport the other day, two girls stop at the top of an escalator. and I'm
Madness.
like, what are you doing?
Madness.
This is what angriest either of us have got.
Crazy.
It's-
Top of an escalator.
Yeah.
That's too loud. I'm
Yeah.
going to blow that out.
gonna peak
That's actually fucked me off.
It's-
Top of an escalator. That's a hazard. For one.
I remember I went, excuse me, like. So the fact, like, why would you do? The fact that somebody wouldn't think, oh, there's other people in this world cutting about. Just you, oh, you've just froze. I'll shove a finger up your arse and reset you, shall I?
There is a
You
question.
fucking AI cunt.
Let's both say excuse me as angry as we can, because it came out of you there, and I could see you were shooting for anger, and it still comes
Excuse
out
me.
very polite.
I would be polite in that. That if I was to
Can
say
you
it to
say
a person,
excuse me angry?
Yeah, totally.
Go for it.
I would normally say it to somebody like, excuse me, like that's enough anger. Because I think anymore it's too angry, it's too combative.
I think I'd have to add, if I was going for...
Excuse me!
That's crazy.
Excuse me!
No one's ever done that.
They have.
I would love it if they have.
Excuse me! Do you mind moving, you bitch?
I would add in an before it.
Excuse me!
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, guy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
See, then you become the villain. So you've got to play the excuse me just right.
Excuse me.
Sorry, excuse me.
Excuse.
Come on, have a little thing.
Excuse me.
Hey, fucking move. I think you're like...
Shift it.
Shift it's good.
Shift
I like
it
that.
is good. Shift. Maybe even
Shift.
just shift.
Shoo.
I like shift.
Go away.
Scram.
Scram. Yeah. Well, I'll be... Hot dog.
Hot damn. Isn't this in my way? Oh, fuck. Shift.
Say, do you mind getting out of the way? Say.
Top of an escalator.
Fucking,
That's...
like, young girl, nothing else in her head. All she's thinking about fucking Snapchat and all that.
Snapchats and fucking TikTok. She's probably setting up a phone to do fucking...
I think she was on her phone as well at the time, and I was
do a
like,
little fucking TikTok.
Darren can wait. Text him later.
this is the top of an escalator. I don't know why I'm Dr. Zeus in this story.
No, that's fucking pissed me off, actually.
So angry.
If I'm being honest, that's pissed me off.
Yeah.
Top of an escalator.
Insane.
The only,
In an
the only
airport.
worst place is bottom of an escalator.
Yeah.
It's the only other worst thing I can think of.
Yeah, just stop. Out the way. We're trying to move. Everyone's
shop
trying to
front
go.
pisses me off. That's one I've experienced all the fucking time in Livingston. I'm like, every time I'm like, who would stop here? Are you going in or are you fucking off?
Get out of the way.
Pick one.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Pick either or, grandma, but fucking shift.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate her.
I can also see them moving.
Genuinely
you know that
sweating
move
now.
that, like, so like if they're chatting. So anyway, Betty, they just do like little kind of very slow steps.
I feel someone else is there. Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I feel better than when I came in to this.
Yeah, good.
I feel like I've got stuff off my
I
chest.
feel like I've sweated it
That
out.
was quite therapeutic, actually.
I know. I
doing
feel
that,
the same.
being angry at
I do
people
feel lighter.
that don't exist.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So we've walked away with two segments. I'll ask philosophical questions, and we'll both just scream at fictional
I
fucking
really
characters.
do feel better
Yeah.
because I wasn't feeling great before.
Is that not a type of therapy where you go like to a
Yeah,
cliff
yeah,
and
I'm
you
pretty sure
shout
they
your
scream.
problems?
God,
I wish I had more money.
Yeah. What's the funniest thing you could imagine? You show up to one of those things, and everyone's like, "I wish my wife hadn't left me," and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you just show up.
Your mind would be sad. Like, why don't I get booked by the Glees?
Yeah. I wish my calculator didn't run on batteries, but had one of those little solar strips, so I didn't have to keep changing the batteries in my calculator. And I know I have one on my phone, but it's not the same thing. Oh God, I feel much better after that. Everybody be like, what was
I'm
that?
sharing really dark shit here, Brian, and you're just fucking...
I wish my dad didn't molest me! And I'm like... I wish my shoelace, the little plastic bit on the end had him frayed, and now I can't put it through the hole again.
I wish people wouldn't stop at the top of escalators for no reason.
I mean, that's quite a big problem.
Yeah,
to
that
be
is
fair.
a very
The
big
shoelace
problem. Legit
was
that.
so
Legit
small.
that.
Buy new shoelaces, Gareth.
What would you say? Yeah, fuck, that's a good question as well. What would you say are like little everyday irritations that shouldn't bother you but do? I know mine, and it's a sad answer.
Right. Straight away, my head goes, this sounds exactly like another feature of another Scottish comedy podcast.
Does it?
Called Muggle Corner.
Oh, I don't even know that
From
one.
Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Oh, right.
They
okay.
used to do it. They've stopped doing it because, like, they've been doing the show a long time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's mostly things they do.
Right, okay.
It's like Muggles have live, laugh, love and all that sort of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So that they did that years and years ago. Just basic stuff.
Okay. Putting my shoes on. I hate that.
You hate putting...
I hate it.
I don't know when it's happened, but it has been recently. I now sit down to put my shoes on.
Yeah.
I used to take one knee, put a shoe on,
no.
other knee. But now, I've got to have a sit.
Yeah.
I've got to have a sit. And I saw myself sitting down the other day, putting on my shoe, and I went, when did... I've been doing this a while, actually. When did this start? Because you're an old man now.
Putting shoes on... I used to put my shoes on standing up.
Right. How do you tie them?
Well,
You didn't.
do you think
didn't
I know how to tie shoes? Do
No, I
you?
don't actually.
Tuck job every time, baby.
Did you ever own a pair of Heelys?
Of course I didn't. Balance
Oh.
is not my friend.
Fair enough, yeah.
Balance is not my fucking...
I'd love a
Pal.
pair of Heelys, I reckon.
What is the appeal?
You wheel about.
That's not an appeal.
What do you mean? It's fast, speedy.
It's hard. It's hardly
Get about.
fast. We can't. It's faster than walking,
Yeah.
but we can't call it fast.
Faster than walking, then. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
Thank you.
pedantic Pauline
yes,
over
I
there.
would like to live in. Yeah.
You would like to live in what?
I was going to say the pedantic world, but then I didn't like the sentence, so I bailed on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, we're just leaving the fucking realms of reality if we call Heelys speedy. It's slightly faster than walking.
Yeah. Which I would say it's just faster. Sorry for not adding an ER on there.
Can you still walk in Heelys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I thought it was like you'd maybe be like, whoa, like
no,
maybe a
I
couple
feel like
of fucking
they
little
pop
wobbles.
into the shoe when you walk.
Right, how'd you pop them out? Is it like a button?
I don't really know.
Let's put this into fifth gear.
Here we go. Rockets on the side.
You want to see some real
I'll show you
speed,
fast,
bitch?
Ka-chow.
No, I never had a pair of Heelys. Roller skates? That was another kind of popular thing. Popular thing, was it, Mutchy? I don't think it was. Did you ever own a pair of roller skates?
Yes.
Oh, you did. They were popular.
Oh yeah. If it was popular, I had it. And roller skates was one of them.
No, I didn't do that. I probably missed quite a lot of.
I was thinking,
trends.
you've missed a lot of stuff. Like today, I don't know when this started as well. When I'm driving and somebody like lets me out, like obviously you give a little wave. Sometimes you give them the hazards if they're behind you, or even a wave and the hazards.
Yeah.
I've started, and I'm quite fond of this, and I did it on the way over here. I go wave, thumbs up.
Yeah, of course.
I go up. I like that quick. So hand, thumb.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. So I went today. I was like to that, and then
I love that. Yeah, it's cool.
I went that, and I thought Mutch has never really had to do that. He's never had to thank somebody for letting them out. In a car.
You would think, because it's definitely the driver's role. I take that on myself when I'm passenger. So like if Ailey's driving and like someone's coming in like from passenger side and they've stopped to let Ailey out, I big beam and fucking wave. Cheers, mate. I'll give it to them.
Yeah,
I love doing that.
Yeah.
I love doing that as a passenger. I even say to Ailey, I'll give him one. No need for you, love.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah,
Cheers, buddy.
man's got it. Man's got it covered. I can't drive.
I'll even hit the hazard thing as well. I'll just do that for her.
Right. Well, I think that's that's bad.
Yeah, no, I just enjoy thanking people on the roads.
Fair enough.
But then I also think I'd be an angry driver if I was a driver. I think I'd be a terrible driver.
I feel like you'd be very apologetic, actually.
I
don't think you'd be that angry. I think you'd be like, God, sorry, everyone, that I'm even here.
I bloody cut us up, haven't I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, everyone.
One of my earliest memories, I remember my dad letting somebody out and like getting a wave back and then him waving back. I remember thinking, when I'm older and I can drive, I'm going to let everyone out. And I pictured myself almost monk-like. Just driving around going, no, after you, and them giving me a wave and me going, that's all right. No problem.
So calm. Everyone's
I really like thought to myself, that is how you're going to live. And now I'm like, oh, fucking too slow, grandma.
The fact that you have that memory and
really
still choose to ignore it.
I know I'm actually quite good for that. I'm just saying it for a laugh.
Right.
But I'm not monk like.
Just saying it for
I'm not monk in my head. I was monk like and going. I'm not in a
over
rush at all. After you, my child.
Most times I am in a rush. I am in a rush actually, mate.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense to let people out.
I imagine I actually would get really actually annoyed if I had done the monk-like thing, stopped, went, after you, sir. I hope you enjoy your day. You obviously seem like you're in a hurry.
Yeah.
If that person didn't thank me,
it's one of the most frustrating things in the world. I scream,
no fucking problem, you're welcome!
I scream, you're welcome.
Excuse me! You are welcome! Sir or madam! Or however you identify! I'm angry, but I'm fucking woke, sir! Or madam, or however you identify! Fucking manners cost nothing! Whatever your gender is!